Arts, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to make a recycled hand puppet. Now, what's a hand puppet? Great question. A hand puppet is simply a puppet that you operate with your hand and that you make move and talk by moving your hand. Other names for this puppet is called a glove puppet. Sometimes people just say puppet because this style of puppet has become so popular that often when people think of puppets, this is exactly what they think of. The person who helped to make them this popular is Jim Henson, and you would hear of Jim Henson from his work on Sesame Street and the Muppets. Characters like Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy, those are Jim Henson creations. And Kermit the Frog maybe is one of his most famous puppets, and Kermit actually appeared for the first time back in the 50s on a show called Sam and Friends that Jim Henson worked on along with his wife Jane. And Kermit was one of the pioneers. As up to this point, a lot of what had been done is puppets being carved out of wood. But Jim wasn't happy with that. He wanted something that could be much more expressive, so he started working with soft materials like foam and felt, and that's how we have many of our beloved characters on the Muppets and on Sesame Street today. Another super cool innovation that Jim Henson made was instead of having a puppet theater on television where you could see the whole theater, he actually made the frame of the television the stage. This made the puppets feel like they were right with you in your living room. And so we are going to learn how to make a version of that puppet that you can make talk and move around out of recycling. So materials that you'll need are some sort of small box out of your recycling to make your mouth out of, some glue or tape, masking tape or duct tape is going to be great. Scotch tape will work if you don't have either of those things. Some card stuff or some heavyweight material papers out of your recycling would be awesome. And even some lighter weight, even advertising that has some great colors. Other things that you can use to help to decorate are feathers, stickers, yarn, crayons, markers. If you want to draw a face, you can use colors. And let's get started. So the first step is to just make the mouth. Now you want to choose a box that's wide enough that you can put your hand in it. So this one is going to be just fine for me. First, what you want to do is find kind of the center point of the box, and we're going to cut up here and along this short side and that short side. We're going to leave this side whole. So find your center point and give it a cut. When you have your cuts on your three side made, you just simply fold it over, make a crease, and there you have it. The beginnings of your puppet. Now, as you notice, your hands go in here, but without something to hold on to, your puppet can kind of flop around. So we're going to make some handles for our fingers up here and our thumb down here. We make that out of masking tape. You take a length of tape, and what we want to do is we're going to keep the ends flat and sticky, and in the center we simply fold the sticky sides together. And you make part of it like this so that there's like a little handle that's not sticky, and these sticky ends we put inside our puppet like so and like so. Okay, and now you see that you can put your fingers underneath here and it holds them in place. And I'm going to do one more for the thumb down here, and then I'll have my handles. So once you have your handle holds for your fingers and your thumb, you can decide if they need to be larger or smaller or if they feel just right. To adjust the size, you simply move the side tabs farther out or closer in. Out or in. And then stick it down, and when you have a nice fit. Once your fit feels good, You can secure it by taking an extra piece of tape and covering all 4 of those tabs like this to secure them in place. Mouth. The next thing is to figure out the design of the puppet. So you can figure out where you want to put their eyes, if you want to give them some teeth, some hair. So think about what you want your puppet to look like. For me, I think adding some dimension of having some popping up eyes or ears is a really nice touch for some puppets. So in order to do that, grab some of your hard cardstock or even another box that you find interesting in color that you want to use. Now this technique can be used for eyes or ears or anything that you would like to add a little dimension on the top of your puppet or the side of your puppet. So I'm going to start by simply cutting out kind of a half moon or an oval shape with like a flat bottom, something like this. Now, in order to make this stand up, as you see, that's not going to work. But it's very simple. You just bend the edge about a 1/4 inch or so, 1 centimeter. And you have a little flat platform that you can then tape right onto your puppet. And all I'm going to do is take a piece of masking tape or Scotch tape along this edge. And of course, I want to do another one for the other side because while my puppet has 2 eyes, maybe your puppet could just have 1 eye in the center, or you could make these for ears popping out the side, any way you want to do it. So let's go ahead and make our second one. That looks nice to me. So to make the pupils, I'm going to just find a nice darker piece to make some same idea, similar, same shape, just smaller, right there. And I found some darker pieces on this cake box and on this box. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my shapes and see what I like. Ready to go. So if you wanted to, you could add some more detail to the eyes, like maybe you have some feathers and you want to do some look like eyelashes or eyebrows out of feathers or some other things, or you could leave them just like this. It's your puppet, you get to decide. So other things you can choose are how to make the hair. For example, like if you wanted to make some hair out of some yarn, yarn makes super fantastic puppet hair. You could gather some up and put it on the back like this so some yarn hair hangs off. Another fun way to make some hair is to take a stretch of newspaper, cut slits in it, and then kind of crumple it up into a fun little hairstyle. You can make like a little spike back here. Whenever you do it, fold over the edge, and that's going to give you a nice little platform to glue or tape it onto your puppet. Ideas for the mouth are to add a little tongue plate inside, or maybe you want to change the color of the whole bottom of the mouth. It's up to you, but like a nice red tongue inside, or maybe you have a purple tongue. It's totally up to you. Another fun thing is to consider teeth. Maybe you just have your puppet has like bottom teeth that come up or top teeth that go down, or maybe no teeth. Maybe you want to draw on some big fun lips, or possibly even make lips out of yarn or some other red cardboard or paper. It's up to you. we have a recycled materials hand puppet. All that's left is for you to figure out what your puppet's name is, maybe find a voice for them, and start to puppeteer. And you can find our fantastic psartstogo video on puppeteering basics to help you out with that. If you want to share your creation with the world, you can post it on Instagram or Facebook with the hashtag psartstogo, and we'd love to see your photos and video. What is your name, friend?
My name's Leroy.
Oh, it's Leroy. Leroy, would you like to take the closing for our friends, please?
Yeah! Until next time, remember, no matter where you are, you have the freedom to imagine and the power to create. Ah!
Thanks.